disrupted
America that I fought.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. It's been a fantastic day so far. So, President Joe Biden was caught in a hot mic moment, folks, at the State of the Union address, also known as I'm now calling it the State of Stupidity address, where America set the bar so low that day, it's just can't even form a line at this point. It's buried. Joe Biden was caught in a hype mic moment post-address after his rambling on stage, talking to his constituents in the Democratic Party. He went up to certain individuals and spoke to them, and C-SPAN, that broadcast the address, managed to catch up with Joe Biden and caught this very controversial moment that I guess wasn't allowed to be broadcast anywhere else, but C-SPAN managed to, I guess, push the envelope by presenting us with Joe Biden's little back and forth between him and his constituents. And after mentioning about basically the continuation of siphoning out America for Israel and Ukraine because we need to commit war crimes to sustain the war empire economy and not the rest of America, this is what went down with Joe Biden and members of the Democratic Party.
This is one of the great speeches.
So, I'm assuming that is supposed to be, so Joe Biden there on the left, he comes in, and then I believe that's Michael Bennet, the Democratic senator from North Dakota, North or South Dakota, one of the Dakotas. And he comes in with the kind of smirk on your face, like he was wearing a Joker mask too long that just plastered into his skull. He comes sweeping in with a grin on his face like, you did a great job, Mr. President. Which I gotta tell you, if people thought he did such a superior job, I gotta tell you, I gotta figure out what kind of drug you were on. I bet you guys gotta be killer weed to think that Joe Biden did a great job at the State of the Union address. Or maybe he's doing the parental thing of going up to him saying like, hey, you did great. You formulated sentences and you did, proper voice and you excelled in proper punctuation and you highlighted good points. So, yeah, you did a great job, Mr. President. Yay, yay. Maybe that was the case. Maybe Michael Bennet had like a fatherly moment to Joe Biden. The creepy ass Uncle Manchild that he is, that his mind is just mush. But here's where this got actually interesting, why this is a hot mic moment.
I was telling your secretary, I was in Jordan and Israel this weekend, and we just, we got to keep pushing what you're doing on the humanitarian stuff and all this stuff. So
I don't know if you could hear that. But Michael Bennet said, I was in Jordan over the weekend, and I talked to some Israelis. I talked to certain Israelis, and I think we really need to, push this war. I think we need to push more of this war, push that humanitarian aid to continue on this war. I think it's very important. You can see the other guy, like, smiling and nodding along. Yeah. Like, this is definitely something. I talked to certain people in Israel, and I think we definitely need to push this war. What a very, very capturing moment for the State of the Union of America to be primarily focused on the affairs of Israel. Isn't that something? Isn't that just miraculous that, we're so committed to a foreign nation, not even a nation, a foreign settlement, let's say, or as RFK Jr. says, it's basically like an aircraft carrier in the Middle East that we're propelling and perpetrating more war crimes, legal genocide activity by siphoning the entire institution democratically, financially, and economically of America. Such a great, bold moment. It's such a uniting efforts that we can just take the entirety of America and siphon it out as much as possible, bleed it out dry that we could send it off to another country and then they could start massacring people. Such a great moment for America and American politicians, the representatives that said, hey, we talked to some people in other countries and they think we should do more war crimes. Too bad they didn't have the time to, visit East Palestine, Ohio, or Flint, Michigan, or Cleveland, or Chicago, or any other American city and talk about American values. That'd be something a State of the Union address might issue, talking about American issues, but what am I to know? Just being a Canadian. So watch what Joe Biden responds with.
I told him, baby, show me pieces. I said, baby, you know I can't come. Sure, just.
So Joe Biden is almost like playing Godfather. He's like, don't worry. I talked to BB, and we're gonna have a sit down. We're gonna talk this out. We're gonna talk some more ways that we can screw over the world, siphon out economies globally, to propel more of the war machine. Don't worry. We'll talk this out. We'll have a sit down. We'll have some cannolis. It'll be great. A trumpeter is gonna play in the background. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Maybe we'll meet at my daughter's wedding. Oh my God. It's also just amazing that Joe Biden is the most comprehensive when he does the most evil. Isn't it something? When he's the most nefarious, evil son of a bitch is when Joe Biden can actually communicate like a grown adult. But anywhere else, it's just mush. Oh, man. That is the fact that C-SPAN, and kudos to them to actually keep this on the air and allow this to be broadcast and shown on social media, is remarkable. Because like I said, this is just symbolic of American politicians and how they just don't give a damn about you. This should be the ultimate kind of simile or a metaphor of the American political class just taking you on a ride, throwing you under the bus, and sending it off to another nation. Like, all they had to do was, I had to talk to people in other countries, and I think continue on some more crimes. I think we should kill some more people. To the rest of the Democratic Party, and Republicans are also on board, but and it's such despair. It's such despair because the whole purpose of the State of the Union address is supposed to address Americans by American politicians about the affairs of America, and the fact that they're having secret conversations about taking all that money and sending it more to Israel and Ukraine just shows how un-American this is. Just shows that this is not a State of the Union. This is just, them having like a war-mongering orgy broadcast on television. And it's just absolutely devastating. Like, even the fact that, and I saw this too, and I wish I had the feed for it, but they said that, Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, two members of the squad, were wearing Palestinian scarves, and they said that it was controversial because they were taking a stand for Palestine. And I thought to myself, okay, they're wearing scarves. They're still in the Democratic Party. They're not going to go against the Democratic Party that's initialized this war to begin with, that's allowing and funding and continuing to fund the huge massacre, the entire genocidal plot, the ethnic cleansing of young children in Palestine. I'm pretty sure that was just a joke. That was just an empty gesture. Them wearing Palestinian scarves to pretend that they actually give a damn when they're cozying still to the Democratic Party. Yeah, it's nothing. It's an empty gesture. It's a front. It's illusion. It's them to get the support of the young people thinking that, oh, they got to be on our side, and then realizing they're deep state insiders. I mean, it's how AOC got started. AOC fooled us by thinking that she was going to change things up. She was going to start a revolution. Same with Bernie. Same with Tulsi. It's all just phony BS, garbage, empty gestures used to manipulate you to think that they actually give a damn, when really this is the real intent of American politicians. They just go around, meet with different clientele, and find new ways to screw over the general population. Whether it be American citizens, whether it be Palestinians, whether it be Ukrainians, whether it be anyone in the world. They just really don't give a damn. They just don't give a damn. That's the State of the Union we should be addressing.